Alright, YouTube. My name is Dennis, and I'm starting a channel called High Anxiety, Bullies, and Balls. I just want to introduce myself and explain to you why I named the channel that. About a year ago, I was in a pretty serious car accident where another car had struck my car. An out-of-control car had struck my car and flipped it upside down, and it had slid across the highway. And it was a pretty serious accident. I can't really get into a whole lot of it, a whole lot of the details, because I haven't gone to settlement yet, and it's still, I don't want them to try to use anything against me in court. So I'm not going to say a whole lot about the accident, but it was a serious accident. It's left me scarred physically. My spine and my neck had been compressed, and my back, actually my back, my spine, my neck and my back, my spinal column, which is your neck and your back, has been compressed from me flipping upside down and landing on my head inside the car. My left shoulder is tore up pretty good, and it's not healed right, and I'll have like 60% mobility. I can only move it like this high, like chest high. That's it. I can't lift it up in the air. I can't do anything over my head. Anything over my shoulder level is very either uncomfortable. Well, actually, I just can't do it. I gotta force myself, which puts me in a pain situation. So I'm always walking around. So I had the accident in October 21st, 2019. It's been 11 months. For the first 4 months or 5 months of the accident, I was always walking around with a pain level of like a 7 or a 6, because I don't take pain pills, pain medicine. I refuse to take any pain pills or any pain medicine, any oxycodone, anything like that. I just don't do it. So I think about 2 months, and it's my shoulder and my back. So I think about 2 months into the accident, or into the healing, I started to develop anxiety, and I believe it comes from always walking around in pain. Like always, your mind starts trying to help you cope with things that's going on in your body physically. And I honestly believe that by me walking around in pain all the time, by me worrying about my family, I'm not working, I'm on disability, by me not working, I've worked like 25 years straight, to support my family and my children, and to have all that taken away from me, and for me just to be sitting in the house trying to recover. Oh, and then here comes COVID, by the way, while I'm trying to recover. So now I'm scared to death of the COVID, because I have a lot of underlying health conditions. Not a lot. It's just that, as you can see, I'm fat or big. I'm big boned. Which comes with high blood pressure. Comes with that. So I have high blood pressure and I'm big boned. Those are my two main things. I have two underlying conditions. So I don't know if you know the statistics, but a lot of people that get COVID positive that are obese or big do not make it. A big percentage of the people that die are overweight people, or older people, people with diabetes and high blood pressure. Those are the four categories that take. Oh, and if you have if you have any type of heart problems, the COVID takes you out. So, or lung problems. So call my therapist, and the person, psycho person, whatever you call them, that I've been dealing with about my anxiety, said that I need to focus on hobbies. I need to get hobbies. Because I got this what's called rhetoric thinking, which means if a thought enters my mind, it doesn't just cross my mind and leave. Let's say, for instance, the phone bill's due. I'll obsess over it. I'll be like, the phone bill's due, and I'll have to pay the phone bill. Or if I get a spot of dirt on my car, I'm constantly thinking about that spot of dirt. Man, I need to get that spot of dirt off my car. I need to get a spot of dirt off my car. And it's just the way my mind works now. It wasn't like that before the accident, but it's like that now. And it's my anxiety I believe comes from me having to always walk around in pain. I've been walking around in pain for the last 11 months. I don't take pain pills. I don't believe in them. I don't take them. So I walk around in pain, and since it's my shoulder that's torn, even when I try to sleep, I'm always tossing and turning. I can't sleep on my stomach anymore because of my shoulder. I could barely sleep on my left side, so I'm always trying to sleep on my right side, which hurts my hip. Just here lately, I've been able to sleep flat on my back, but I have to be elevated. I can't lay flat down on my back. I have to be elevated to sleep on my back. So I wake up a lot of mornings with anxiety. And I mean like 7, 8s, maybe 9s. And the doctor or the professional who's treating me is telling me, you need to get in some hobbies. You need to find something that you like, find something that you can do, find something that you can, spend time, because I've noticed if I could focus on something, it helps my anxiety. If I stay focused, if it's when I'm not doing anything, when I'm sitting in my house, that the thoughts and everything start entering my mind, and then one thing leads to another. Next thing you know, I'm full-blown anxiety attack, panic attack. Well, I'm gone. Then I got to take medicine to try to get it down, because it's, upsets my wife. She gets worried. She's scared, actually scared. I mean, I can actually see how it affects her, and it's not good. So in order to better myself, I need to come up with hobbies. Well, it just so happens I already have a designer American Bully. Her name is Faith, and my next video will be about her. So I bought her she's a breeder. I mean, she's quality bred dog. I got her from C&B Kennels. She's a high-bred dog, very good, like, genetically. I got her with the intention of maybe breeding her, but I'm not sure about being a bully collector, because I need more space. But now that me and my wife are talking about moving, I'm going to invest more time. I've already actually paid for her stud fee for her next heat to another very, like, genetically sound dog. I'll get into all that in my next video. But I love the bullies. She's a very nice dog. It's hard when I talk about her, when I bring her up, not to just start talking about her constantly. Because she's a very nice dog. She's a beautiful dog. Her personality is just so awesome. She's so loving, and I think it'd be cool to breed her. I think that, her puppies will sell fast because of her disposition. She's just such a great dog. That's all I gotta say. And I'll show her in the next video, and everything will be good. You'll see. And 15 years ago, I started collecting ball pythons. They were called investment balls back then, and I had invested in some piebald hits, some cinnamon balls, and some cinnamon hit pieds. And the first project I wanted to do was, of course, the panda pied. I wanted to make a panda pie back then. This was 15 years ago. I wanted to make the super cinnamon panda, or the super cinnamon pied. So I had a couple other animals also, a couple normal het pieds. I had about 10 animals. I had started getting my collection up to about 10 animals. And I had to move. And my wife decided, my kids were still young at the time. My wife and I decided that where I had my snakes at was not in the house. And my wife, when we moved, they would have had to be in the house I had rats, ASFs to go with it. So we decided not to take the snakes in the feeders with us. So I got out of the project. Local mechanic of mine, he was collecting ball pythons. So I had sold him the snakes and never thought about it again until about 2 months ago. I never updated my YouTube channel, so I had like Brian Barczyk, I had a lot of like Nerd, Kevin from Nerd. I had a lot of these people on my YouTube channel, and I was scrolling through my YouTube channel one day, and I seen Brian Barczyk talk about anxiety and how he has anxiety and how dealing with his snakes helps him, and how going to his reptarium helps him every day deal with his anxiety until it passes, and hopefully it does pass. I have been diagnosed with PTSD, so hopefully it's temporary form, that it's not permanent. When you're pushed into a life and death situation like I was, forced into it, with no fault of your own, it does mess with you mentally. You know, thoughts go through your mind that you never would have thought that you had to think. You know, like, am I ever going to see my children again? How are they going to do without me? You know, did I kiss my wife goodbye? Did I tell her I love her for the last time? Just crazy. Am I going to heaven? Am I going to hell? You know, just crazy thoughts, you know, that go through your mind. Nobody's prepared unless you're like, and I haven't been in this position, but unless you're like in a long-term illness and you prepare yourself mentally to die, any spontaneous situation that you get into that's life and death, you're not prepared for. And I wasn't prepared to be dead on the side of the road that day, you know, and through the grace of God, I'm not dead, you know. So I just wanted to give you a little heads up of why I call my channel High Anxiety Bullies and Balls. I plan on, I went to a reptile show today to look at ball pythons. I need to get a racking system first before I start collecting them again. I've already started narrowing down some of the projects that I like, and I'll talk about that in another video. I've been following like Mutation Creation. I never heard of them guys. I guess they're from Canada, but I never heard of them, you know, in ball pythons. And, you know, I'm Team Billy. I like watching their channel. I learn a lot, and that's what I do. My anxiety gets up. I turn on YouTube and I just start banging away watching videos. Sometimes all day long. I could just sit and watch videos with this COVID. COVID's just COVID stuff. So, so I'll be getting into it soon here, and I'm gonna be looking to get in some high end males, 4 and 5 gene animals, some of the projects that I want to work on. So I hope, you know, Billy and Brian, y'all guys are listening, and then y'all are every time I watch one of your videos, Billy, you're always talking about, oh, this is a keeper. You keep everything. You know, share some of them things. Share some of them animals, man. Come on now. So anyway, that's my plan to help me with my anxiety. I'm gonna start going animal. I'm going to another reptile show next month, and it's going to be in Pennsylvania. Anything I could drive to. They're getting ready to get the bully shows up and running again, so I'm gonna start going to them. I'm gonna try to take Faith. The only thing about the bullies is they don't ride well. Some of them don't ride well in the cars. They don't deal with the heat that well. It's because they use the bulldog to make them, and I'll talk about that in my video, my next video. And I can't have nothing happen to Faith, you know. So we keep her in the house in the AC. We walk her for maybe 10 minutes at the most. She's a house dog. She's not, you know, she's loved, she's cared for, she's fed, she's taken care of real well, and we just don't want anything to happen to her. You know, if I had to do it all over again, I don't know if I would buy a designer bully. With that being said, you know what, I would buy a designer bully. I would just make sure, like I did, and buy it from a top notch, pay the extra money, don't buy no garbage, buy it from one of the best breeders you can find that been breeding for a while. Their dogs are sound and functional. Like my little dog's functional. She's short, she's thick, she looks like a bully. She's very functional. She can run up the steps, she can run around, she can lick her own private, she can, you know, she's very functional. She just doesn't lay there. She's not just like a table dog, a tabletop dog, what you call it. tabletop or whatever. She's not just one of those dogs. She's a really, really functional, healthy, beautiful animal with a great temperament, and my next video will be about her. So everybody out there in the YouTube world, be safe. Love y'all. God bless.